Hi there. So I've been wondering, as any of you guys get fully immersed in the show and then out of nowhere, some random scene that has nothing to do with the story, it just breaks your immersion of the show? Cause it happens to me all the time, but most of the time I try to turn off my brain, but sometimes it works, sometimes it never works. It's nice when a show has some set of rules and restriction. That way it prevents the writers from going overboard or crossing the line, because if they do that, then the show won't make any sense to some of the viewers. For example, has anyone ever wondered why Starro didn't use his mask during this scene? Personally, I was pissed off because it felt like something had to happen in order something else has to happen. And I understand that some details exist for the sake of plot, or maybe some of them exist for the sake of pleasing a certain type of audience, but the execution of it is just terrible. Why? Because some of those small details will impact the story in some way or another. But they will look stupid to some of the viewers because the execution is just terrible, and it doesn't make any sense. Another example. So you're trying to tell me that when Supergirl destroyed the elevator in that building, no one here noticed the destruction of it, and everyone inside here seems to be okay with it, like everything is fine, and somehow we the audience should act like nothing happened to? Let me get to my point. I finished watching an anime called Demon Deathplay, and my biggest surprise, I'm still looking forward for the second season, which in itself is pretty rare because it's an isekai and the level of garbageness is still increasing with this kind of isekais these days. I'm not joking, you need to go see a therapy and touch grasses if you manage to finish this kind of garbages. I was questioning my entire existence and life when watching the first episode of this kind of garbages. I couldn't finish them and I will never finish them because I'll forget their existence. On to the topic of Deadmon Deathplay, there is a scene that happened on episode 10 which kinda left me hanging, and I'm trying to put the pieces of puzzles together because it doesn't make any sense at all. It might sound stupid when you hear it, but here it is. Hear me out. Just hear me out. Basically, this chill, boring character named Sayo and this other character that I hated on the first episode named Misaki kissed during the shower scene. Because my brain is dumb, it might be normal for some of you, but that is where I think different. The entire time after watching this scene I was thinking, how is Sayo not paralyzed? I mean, she should be paralyzed from that kiss because on episode 3 we learned that Misaki's saliva can paralyze anyone in contact, and it has been shown to take effect like 2 times in a show, and before anyone starts saying it only works by getting bitten or blood contact.
Oh, shut up, nigga.
When you drink a snake venom, there is no way your digestive system is 100% perfect to protect you from the side effect of the venom. The entire time after watching this episode I was wondering and waiting, surely she should get paralyzed by any time now, right? Right? Look, I know, I pay too much attention to this detail, even though these are kind of things usually most people tend to ignore them because they're not important to the story, but sometimes it's just hard to ignore them because in one way or another, they always have an impact to some of us, which leaves us in a state of confusion trying to get the pieces of puzzles together just so that the story could make sense on why it happened in the first place. I just hope it's not going to be used as a method to paralyze anyone in the show. First of all, why would they do that? Because to me it looks like the writers are down bad on episode 3, and now they're bringing more confusion on the table. Anyway, ignore my dumbass mind of mine. Small details like this tend to bug me, even though I try my best to ignore them, but sometimes I like to hear what you guys think about these kind of things. Is the show great? Well, not the best, but at least it's much better than the other one that I will never get to finish. Come to think of it, it doesn't have the most generic and repeated isekai tropes. That's why I was able to enjoy it, and I hope the second season doesn't have them, or else I'll drop it in the earlier episode. Season 1 ending was kinda, minor, sort of okay, I guess. So yeah, give it a try. If the first and second episode didn't hook you up, then I don't know what else will. Maybe the show isn't the kind of thing you would enjoy. Anyway, subscribe to 1000, working on another video after this is uploaded, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.